This day, when a searing tragedy struck in a place parents felt their children were safe. The worst grade school shooting in U.S. history, at least 27 dead, 20 children, 7 adults, including the principal. And the gunman killed himself. And all over this town, in church.
In theaters 8 and 9 there at the Century 16 movie theater, but you can get a visual sense now of the chaos that was happening inside that theater moments after this lone gunman opened fire shortly after 12:30 a.m. there in Colorado. Just a few.
Today, it seems that the ultimate source of violence is guns. According to the National Crime Victimization Survey, 467,321 persons were victims of a crime committed with a firearm in 2011. In the same year, data collected by the FBI show that firearms were used in 68% of murders, 41% of robbery offenses, and 21% of aggravated assaults nationwide. Those numbers are continuing to grow. The most obvious solution seems ultimately rid the citizens of the right to possess firearms, or at least pass strict gun control laws. However, that is not the solution. As citizens of the United States of America, we are guaranteed the right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. This right, along with all other rights listed in the Constitution, should be protected.
In 2014, the issue Congress should consider most is the importance of protecting our Second Amendment rights and preventing strict laws from passing that limit our rights to bear arms.
Our country has again been ravaged by preventable gun violence. America must confront these events and their causes to prevent future tragedies. Since 2007, according to the FBI, there have been 146 reported mass shootings. Far too often, a large contributing factor to this recent surge in violence is untreated mental illness. And in far too many instances, the perpetrators are former members of our military. Our nation must bridge the gaps in our current mental health system to avoid more tragedies.
Both sides of the political spectrum agree that the underlying cause of the mass shootings is the mental instability of the criminals, and not the weapons themselves. Therefore, Congress should focus less on legislation that bans guns and more on restricting certain individuals from obtaining them.
In addition to focusing on legislation that prevents mentally unstable people from gaining access to firearms, Congress should keep in mind the danger of total gun bans. Is a total gun ban the direction America will eventually take? To conquer a nation, disarm the citizens. Hitler was once quoted saying, "This year will go down in history. For the first time, a civilized nation has full gun registration. Our streets will be safer, our police more efficient, and the world will follow our lead into the future." In an interview with Piers Morgan, Ben Shapiro discussed the danger of abandoning our Second Amendment right and believing in a violence-free society with removal of guns.
Tyranny are you fearing yourself?
I fear the possibility of a tyranny rising in this country in the next 50 to 100 years. Let me tell you something, Piers. The fact that my grandparents and great-grandparents in Europe didn't fear that is why they are now ashes in Europe. So this kind of leftist revisionist history, where there's never any fear of democracy going usurpacious or tyrannical, is just that.
In an interview with Patrick Lockhart, a citizen of Indiana running as a representative for District 91, he expresses his opinion of the future for gun control. As shootings and deaths caused by gun violence continue to grow, what actions do you think will be taken by the government?
I'd assume that if they continue to happen, that eventually we'll get to a point where assault weapons could be potentially banned. Gun control rights would be, a lot of them will be eliminated, but that's generally just the direction that I see the country socially going at this point.
In an interview with a local gun enthusiast, he states his beliefs.
Will, as a gun owner and someone who actively practices their Second Amendment rights, what do you feel about gun restrictions?
As a gun owner, like you said, I believe my Second Amendment rights shouldn't be infringed upon because of the actions of lunatics that are shooting up shopping centers, movie theaters, schools, and taking away the lives of innocent individuals who have been flawless to our society and have done nothing wrong. I just believe that responsible gun owners shouldn't be punished for said actions.
Today, the media coverage transforms those who commit mass shootings into overnight celebrities. While Congress cannot limit media coverage, they need to pass legislation making sure mentally unstable people cannot gain access to these guns.